All right, first things first, before we get started, check out raw, natural, unrefined hemp rolling papers at www.rawthenic.com. Made in Alcoy, Spain, raw rolling papers are unbleached and unrefined with no chalk, no dyes, and no burning additives so that you can actually truly taste the natural flavors of what you're smoking on. So those whack woods, those swishes stinks, save that for the booth. If you're smoking that good, you're going to want to taste it. So check them out at www.rawthenic.com. That's RAWTHENTIC.com. Check out their wide variety of papers, cones, tips, rolling trays, grinders, t-shirts, skateboards, collectibles, and so much more. Big shout outs to Small Town Recovery and Consulting. For all your business consulting needs, check them out at www.smalltownrecovery.com or give them a call at 702-293-1010. Also, don't forget to check out www.bombgreen.com. That's BOMGREEN.com. Now let's get it popping. Yo, Hip Hop Roots Podcast. We in the building again. Episode number 2. Hit us up on the voicemail line, 775-538-6350. Hit us up on the email, hiphoprootspodcast@gmail.com. My name is Bomb Green. I'm your host every week, as usual. This next guest, again, only appropriate. This man is a beatboxer, an entrepreneur, a producer, a host. He's a community activist. He's a father, amongst many other things. Let's hear it, man. My boy Jay R Beatbox. How you feeling, man?
What's going on, my man? Bomb Green, my guy, dude. How you living, man? I'm living good, dude.
That's what I like hearing.
God, man, everything's good, man. Just staying focused, always staying growing within, man, and learning new things, learning new experiences.
That's good.
Honing in on crafts.
As you should.
You know, honing in as much as we can manifest, man.
Good.
Dude.
Man, I think the last time I might have bumped into you at First Friday or something, but I think the last time I saw you was maybe like a year after Roots had stopped. So it's been a minute. I think we got a little bit of catching up to do for sure.
Ooh, for sure, my guy.
So to start, Hip Hop Roots. Like I said, for people who didn't know, we explained last time. We did it for over 6 years, 300 plus shows, not one violent event. It was an artist support and artist environment. All love, you know what I mean? We did many shows bringing in artists from all over the world. You know, it was big. It means a lot to me. It still means a lot to me. It was a big push and part of my career. When you were a host, you were a big part, you were a big face in that. What did Hip Hop Roots mean to you?
Hip Hop Roots meant everything to me, man. At that time frame, that was something that I could definitely cherish. I cherished every moment being a part of it, even from the branching out to other states and creating new chapters. You know, being a part of that one man drove along his side, you know, and seeing all the talent, man, all the local talent, and being able to help support, build a platform for local artists. Mm-hmm. That was very important too. There's so many different variables to why I did it. You know, it was personal growth. It was watching other people grow. It was building something like a resume on a local level. It was eternally like growing and just seeing where I'm at with my skills and honing on whatever I was lacking. Man, that platform was amazing.
Now, you know, I was introduced to Hip Hop Roots through the event as an MC. You know, I found the open mic. I came and started rocking, doing sets, and then ended up as part of the team. How were you introduced to Roots? Was that something that Dro had called you and pulled you in? Was it something that you came in like I did? I mean, how did you find Roots?
We're gonna take it even further back than Hip Hop Roots. It was Black Book Sessions, man. That's where it kind of all started for me at Black Book Sessions and becoming an alumni. And Joe, you know, Dro hit me up one day and was like, "Hey man, I'm doing this weekly event, and I think having you a part of it will be a great attribute or a great value to what we're doing." I'm like, "Yeah, what do you want me to do, man?" I'm like, "Oh, co-host and beatbox and do whatever you can, man. Like, definitely bring your element of the hip hop feel to the event." I'm like, "All right, I'm with it, cool." And then first couple Tuesdays, you know, a few Tuesdays, it was rough getting to know things, and over the course of maybe a month or two, man, it was natural. It was fun. It was great. The squad was together. Like we were building new things, having headliners come through, being like informative with the local community on how they can come and just do what they love. And we gave them that perfect time frame to show their talent and showcase who they are. Man, I loved it, man. So Dro's the one that put me on game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, because that's like I said, I came in with the whole MC thing, and that was what was dope. I think a lot of people came in from different angles, but I know a lot of people came in to experience what we were doing because they've heard from somebody, and then that vibe. You know what I mean? There was something about the structure of everything we did, the energy that everyone put together, because there wasn't much negativity at all, because I think all of that was nipped in the bud, you know, not only by the energy that was already there, but if there was any kind of anything conflict wise, people were like, look, man, it's not what we're about, you know. And that was what was cool to see, because you saw some of the hardest headed people in there, you know, treating it like, you know, this was the only place to do. If we didn't have this, there would be nowhere.
Yep.
So, you know,
they didn't have no choice but to act right.
Exactly.
You know, you didn't act right, man. You know, you definitely. It was like it was some kind of vibe that you were banned from. You know, like if you can't act right, man, either somebody in the crowd is gonna tell you, or we're gonna have to tell you. Like, because we also were, you know, Hip Hop Roots was a business too.
Big time.
You know, so we treated it as a production. We treated it as something where if this falls, nobody else is gonna put as much hard work than Dro and the team and myself, and dedicating nights to come out and get ourselves out of our bed. And you know,
and the best part is every week the team showed up, you know what I mean, and even if you had to drag yourself out, there was a certain amount of pride that, and not even for us because it was our night and we were going to run it, but if we didn't show up and we didn't do our part, the people that showed up, you know, that relied on us to have it going so that they could get on stage, you know, that was another reason why we did it. But that's, you know, a lot. I miss a lot of that stuff, and like I think we miss that, you know, the scene's missing that a little bit now. It's changed quite a bit, you know.
Oh man, quite a bit, man. Bomb, dude. It changed dramatically, my friend. Like the local hip hop scene has changed like full force since Hip Hop Roots was up and going, dude. And I'm first. I could be one of them to say the transition between how many times people tried attempting to do something similar to that. Some things are very successful because the genre of music or theme or the community, you know, some of them are very strong, but nothing hip hop based. You know, everything else is fused, so it has to be, you know, poetry event nights, and then a couple of MCs come through, or it's a jazz night and a couple of MCs come through. No,
you're right. That was what separated, because I think you could show up to Hip Hop Roots at any Tuesday or Friday when we were doing it, and you didn't know what to expect. Even though there was a bill of MCs or something that was performing, there could have been B-boys on the floor. There could have been, you know, Painter on deck on the right behind you beatboxing, and it was just, you just never knew what to expect, because you could walk into that place and literally get down, you know what I mean, without even planning on it, and just go, oh shit, I can get up and freestyle. It's like, come spit a 16, and
we still had the element of like the community. You know, we had all the culture, beautiful women come out. We had a lot of really great gentlemen come out. You know, the vibe was right, man.
And the vibe was right. Dro hit it on the head too. You know, a lot of these other nights were dope. They did good things. I think the one thing that separated Roots from a lot of nights was, you know, and not to bring down on anybody, but like Dro said it best, like, you know, shout outs to Campfire, because they were doing events, especially when it was hard to do hip hop events out here. They were keeping it down, but they had so many MCs in their clique that it was as an outsider, it was hard to get in that rotation.
Oh, of course.
So, you know, not to say that they were hating on anybody else, but because it was so, their crew was so big, it was just hard to get in that rotation. So because Hip Hop Roots was just a bunch of randoms, so to speak, you know what I mean, people who weren't necessarily clicked up, and it just, you know, the purpose of Hip Hop Roots was to give that platform for the people, you know what I mean, and there was no bias, there was no any of that kind of stuff. And
you know how many relationships we got together, we created at that event, man.
How many groups got together clicked. Yo,
there's people, I know there are a few people that, you know, met at Hip Hop Roots, you know, and they work together, and they do tours now, and I've met couples that got married, you know, because of Hip Hop Roots.
Well, I was going to say, when I went in and met Dro and asked him about getting on an open mic, the last thing I'd ever thought was about have been on, you know, 60-something city tours with him and Fortunate Youth. And, you know, it's funny how things work, but that's you know, it's kind of what it's about, is getting out there and networking and meeting these people.
I love it, man.
So you've been out in Vegas since you were pretty young, huh?
Yeah, man. I was born in South Bronx, New York.
Okay.
And because my father was always a fighter and stuff, like I got relocated. We relocated to Vegas at a very young age, and I kind of just lived elementary school, middle school, high school, college out in Vegas. So I am a Nevadan, man, and I represent Rebels all the way. You know, I love my New York Yankees and
Nice.
Giants and, you know, sports and stuff and Knicks, but I represent for Vegas on my level.
Super dope. You said your dad was a fighter. Your dad was a boxer, correct?
Yeah,
and he
man.
fought in the '76 Olympics.
Word, dude. Crazy thing.
Really?
Dude. Yeah. He fought for the Olympics for Dominican Republic in '76.
Trip out.
And won a couple fights and got his title shots and Golden Gloves out here in Vegas.
Man.
And this is back in the day when it was like Showboat. You know, we had Showboat. We said that's where a lot of boxing matches were at. Showboat.
So he fought a lot out here, too,
Oh,
huh?
man. He definitely trained out here. This is the reason why my mother and I are out here.
Wow.
You know, my father relocated us, so it was cool, man. And I'm glad I was raised in not in New York and in Vegas, because God knows how I would have turned out.
Yeah, how different it would
New
have
York
been.
is rough.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
a different world.
Oh,
you know, it's a
yeah.
whole different world out there for sure.
So, I'm glad, man. Yeah, my father's a great man, dude. I love that man.
And then you started beatboxing in high school. I
Yeah.
did see an interview with you talking about right about your freshman year or so.
Dude, yeah, I was a freshman year of high school. I met a buddy out of L.A. He got in a lot of trouble in L.A. And his mother moved his ass to his dad's house here in Vegas. And he lived right across the street from the high school I went to.
Oh, okay.
So I met him in my 6th period government class. And how I met him was really unique because he was beatboxing in the back of the class during class. And it was just like... I was like, oh snap! What is this? He's making music from his mouth.
Right.
Man. I was like, oh snap! So I met, I linked up with him in the hallways, and I introduced myself, and I asked him a few questions. He kind of broke it down, like, yeah, I was beatboxing. I'm like, dude, what's your name? Who you are? Like, hey, you want to hang out, lunch, and all that good stuff. Lunch hangouts went and grew to outside hangouts, after school hangouts, and we were just kicking it. We'll go across the street to his place, and he'll just like show me a whole bunch of music. And it's the crazy thing about it, because I'm like this sponge, because this is the first time I've ever listened to hip hop. Like, man, being raised on like Hispanic music and a strong Catholic, Hispanic culture.
Oh, yeah.
Like salsa, merengue, bachata, cumbia, you name it. Everything with the yo, it was quite crazy. So I'm like, yo, please, just my mind's open. I'm a sponge. Feed me whatever you can. He gave me my first CD of like Rozelle, Kenny Muhammad, Dougie Fresh, Wu-Tang featuring Rozelle. Then you got Kenny Muhammad and him in the Human Orchestra and doing all this crazy. And I was just mind blown, dude. I was so mind blown. I was just that one kid that had no other talent. Like, I was super asthmatic. I couldn't play sports. I was kind of obese, and I had asthma, so I couldn't do much. I couldn't do much. And my best friend was this Cuban dude that could barely speak English, and all we do is play marbles. It's crazy. We played marbles in middle school, all the way to high school. But from that, man, I was just going home every day after school and lime wiring and virusing up my computer to the fullest. Like, I literally had so much Trojan and viruses in my computer. It was ridiculous.
Shout out to Napster.
Yeah, Napster and all kind of line wires and stuff. It was insane, dude. But I used to wait hours and hours just to get one track.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 30 seconds of some, and just to hear the Rozelles, and I just took 3 beatboxers I looked up to in this whole beginning stage of my learning beatbox experience was Rozelle with his and then Kenny Muhammad with his percussion, the I was like, oh, and then Scratch from the Roots blew my mind, because I'm like, yo, who can scratch like a DJ, son? Yeah. Like, who can scratch like a DJ? And he just like, and I was like, man. So I learned all these different elements of beatboxing, and all I did was create my own imagination, create my own character. Who am I going to be? How am I going to represent myself? I learned everything that they know, and now how I'm going to twist it. So I became me. You know, I kind of
Yeah.
and nobody knew I beatbox. My mom, my family, nobody knew. Nobody knew I beatbox until my junior year of high school when I entered the talent show.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when my high school knew I beatboxed.
Yeah,
My
well,
principal
it sounds
was
like
like,
you won.
yo, my principal was the most corniest, like Oreo dude. He was like this dark skinned, chocolate looking guy, like a twig, but he sounded like, hey there, you know, like, oh man, George, oh my God, what were you doing? What was coming from your mouth? Like, oh my, like that is astonishing. And I was like, yo, but I just did the If Your Mother Only Knew by Rozelle.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did a couple of freestyle stuff, and I won first place my first year, junior year of high school.
Super dope.
Yeah, and that kind of broke out of my shell. I was very shy, and I didn't really understand how to communicate with people too much. I was always that cute, cuddly friend. You know, I was never picked on, but then I was never the popular one. I was right there in the median, like right in the middle. You know, if I would have done something like foolish and like embarrassing, I would have definitely been made fun of. But I kept my cool. You know, I just did my schoolwork. You know, beatboxed a little bit, and my mind was stuck on new music.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. What high school did you graduate from out here?
Man, E.W. Clark High School.
Hey.
And it's crazy because I went through different stages in high school. I went to 2 high schools. I went to Chaparral and I went to Clark.
Uh-huh.
So I got introduced my freshman year in Clark. Then I moved on the other side of town and went to another school called Chaparral. In Chaparral, this is where I met a lot of my old school like friends that are like family, like brothers to me. And there's just one kid too. He's a lot of troublemaking kids I've always met. But that's because they had something. It was meant for me to meet them.
Yeah.
This kid, he was scrawny, always in trouble, but he know how to go very well.
Oh, okay.
That was a noise that I could never do, and he taught me how to do it, and that's all I need to learn.
See, and it sounds like you're sucking in when you do that. Huh?
Yeah. So you're saying,
when I always did it, I would do the, but it would be out. You know what I mean? So it was, but that's when I screw around with beatbox, my boy was always like, man, your snare drum, you just got it. I don't know how you know. I was just like,
crazy, man. And these are stages in people's life that they don't really understand because they meet people for the right reason. So I met this kid that could do for the right reason. He taught me that one thing. That's all I need to learn to complete the cycle of who I am. So now I learned how to go and, but when he taught me how to go, it was a rap. I was you know, and I was just like, oh, and then I just started adding imagination, being very unique with it. Like, whoa, how could I be funny and how could I be dark? How could I learn rock and rap and do this? And I was just having fun. I learned taught myself the basics and then have fun with the genres.
Super dope. See, and then we talked about with Dro last episode about, you know, like you guys did an album with GDB and all that. So you're mad versatile with stuff. And you work with a lot of different. See, this is what's different with the beatboxers, because like you can do so much. You know, you can do a solo work. You can work with other artists. So let's scoot way back and go. I don't even. I was gonna say maybe 02, but I might be missing on that one. But Moon Nightclub was at the Palms, so you were together with DJ Boomer doing like a man versus machine kind of thing for quite a while over there, huh?
Yeah, it was a one-time show though.
Really?
It was DJ Boomer worked within the Palms, and he and I hit it off so well that we wanted to create a 15 to 20 minute set with man versus mean, beatboxer versus DJ, and he pitched the concept to the Palms team and they loved it. So what they did was they put us on the promo and they opened up one night for us to do our DJ beatbox set. And what we did was we took time for like a whole month and a half to really practice and hone in on beatboxing and acapellas while he dropped that. Then we'll switch off and he'll do a song with like Beastie Boys and I'll do the sound effect and then I'll do the beat while he does the acapella over it. Then he'll scratch while I beatbox. So it was dope. So we're just like mix and matching and really creating a really good show. And we wanted to make it feel like you were still in a club, but enjoying the live interaction that we were bringing to the table. That right there was an experience of a lifetime. That is the day and the night I realized I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Super
hands down, dude. When I was the time that I took the elevator up to the club, all the way to them saying, "Hey, this is your booth. This is your table. This is your towels. This is your Fiji water." Do you need anything else on it? Oh, here's your mic. Here's your sound check. Here. Oh, do you need a little bit more here? A little bit more there? Oh, you sound great. And they made me sound like a beast. And then I was just like, oh, I'm pampered. I'm man. Okay.
This
Oh, I'm getting all
life.
my friends. We're gonna be at a table now. Listen, I'm lonely living through movies, and I see everybody turning up at tables, so I want to live that too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, hey. 15 of my friends, yo, I could only get on the guest list. I'm gonna have my family here. My mom was there, my friends in high school were there, my cousins were there, and I did a really great. I felt great. I was like, man, I belong on a set. I belong on a stage, and it was a great feeling, dude. That right there takes me back to the unique, genuine emotions that not a lot of artists could really go back to, because that's what
So
created us.
that's kind of the start for you as far as performing. Like, were you doing a whole lot of like performing other than just kind of little bits here and there? I mean, was there
Open
something?
mics, man. All I had was block book sessions.
So that was really, really the start
That's
of the.
all I did, and I give it up, and my heart goes out to everybody a part of that, because I'm when I went to Chaparral my sophomore year, I met somebody named Yoli. Yoli
Yeah,
was this
rest in
Cuban.
peace.
You know, Yoli was the one that introduced me to black book sessions, and if it wasn't for her, I probably would have been like 2-3 years late.
Wow.
You know. And it's crazy how things happen for a reason. Because if I didn't meet my cousin, like he's like a brother to me, but we look alike so much, we just say, hey, you know, people think we're cousins, so we're cousins. Bernardo, it had he's, you know, straight up, his last name is Lloreno, and his family is extremely like San Bernardino, California lowriders, and they had a Pontiac Grand Prix 1965 one with this, and I used to get like whiplash and neck problems because it has so much acceleration to school, you know?
Yeah.
And I grew up with this family. For that year, I grew up with them. And because of him, he introduced me to Yoli. Yoli was like, hey, I love beatbox. I love hip hop. Like, yo, you got to come out to Black Book Sessions, like this thing called Black Book Sessions. And it started from there, man. Like, I miss that woman so much. That is somebody that I've had so much history with on the back end of my growth that nobody would even know.
That's awesome.
You know, she molded a lot of people who they are.
She did. You know,
she introduced so
I
many
never
people.
had the opportunity to meet her, and then later on started realizing just how many people, you know, like because of Black Book Sessions, and and it's just funny how it all kind of comes around like that.
Yeah,
insane.
man. Oh gosh.
So that's the start of all this. So I know we were chopping up with Dro. You've opened up for the whole Wu-Tang Clan, all the Bone Thugs of Harmony. You've done T-Pain, amongst many others. This has led you to Life is Beautiful. So you've done 4 years now at Life is Beautiful. You started like on the street, like, you know, in the festival, but they basically gave you a street corner and told you.
Pretty much. They were reaching out to the local Las Vegas community of artists, and I got picked out of the bundle to do street performing. And I did the corner of El Cortez Casino, and I did all of Life is Beautiful weekend each day. It was hard though, man, because I'm thinking I have a shot. Like, oh man, I'm doing something on a huge platform. I got snuck in. It was crazy. Like, I didn't even get. This is the first year of a large festival. You know, barely any wristbands.
Yeah.
You know, anybody could get in and out. People hopping over walls to get in this thing. And it was just like crazy. But it was a great experience to be a part of the very beginning process, and then starting being known as the beatboxer performer and having value behind my name with the downtown community.
Yeah.
You know, I've had the hip hop community, like people understand who I was, but now I wanted to grow more. I wanted to think outside the box. So I started to become a part of the community.
Yeah.
And then from the community, people start recognizing the talent and how much impact I can make to people. So I got opportunity to be a part of Life is Beautiful, and I got introduced to a lot of great people through beatboxing, man. And
Well, not even performing in Life is Beautiful. I mean, you were like motivational speaking, and you know, I mean, telling your story. I mean, you go to the kids. I know you're part of a foundation. I know it's for like childhood obesity.
Oh, I've been part of a lot of movements, man. Back in the day, it was called Jump for Joy. They don't do anything no more, but I transitioned to help the same people who ran that. And I visit high schools, I visit elementary schools, middle schools on career days, and let people know.
See, and that's awesome, because I know Bomb Green ain't versatile enough to be visiting any kind of elementary schools or nothing like that. So
yeah, it's crazy because, you know, back in the day when we went to school, we had career day. You know, you got fire pilots and firefighters and doctors and lawyers and all. They used to visit and like, hey, this is what you need to do. Go to school and da da da. And I'm here going to an elementary school. I'm like, hey guys, I make noise for a living and I get to do something I love every day and travel around the world and just do good because I love to go. And then they was like, oh, kids, like ears light up, like their eyes light up, and at the end of the day, I embed a message. I'm like, listen, but I still went to school. I still went to college. I still did all that because if it wasn't for reading books, I wouldn't know how to read music. If I didn't know how to read music, I wouldn't know how to collaborate and do so many things and then be versatile with all different elements through hip hop and other genres of music. So it was this thing. This is why I hit the community really hard.
Well, that's good because I think the persona in the hip hop, you know what I mean, that is not only is like given, but especially with the newer age rap. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I do party music, and there's just like Jody was talking about last week. There's a certain energy you put out, and if you don't think that it affects the people that listen to it, you know what I mean, you're kind of naive to you're not really in grasp of reality, which is true because to hear a positive song, you get that. You feel good. If you start I start my morning off every morning, usually with like motivational speeches and stuff. But it's the same thing. If I start my morning off listening to like reggae music and stuff, the whole day is a different outcome than when if I Tech 9 first thing in the morning. You know what I mean? You got to say text for after 5 p.m.
I love it, man. Yeah, man. But dude, just like that, these kids are very great, and I love them. My daughter. She is a very huge supporter, and she believes in me, which is great because this is all I do, and she gets to reap the benefits of what I'm doing and and collect all the information or resources. Being very successful is having great resources. Having great resources is becoming resourceful. So there's many elements of how one's business or career has launched or progressed over the time since we've met and since we've elevated from hip hop roots and all that stuff. There's all kinds of sources of growth everywhere in our stages of our life. So
big time. So
that's so Life is Beautiful was a great platform. I rocked it. People remembered the beatboxer in the corner, and from there, a year later, they're like, "Hey, we want you to be a part of this group within it, but we don't want you to. We want to take you from the corner and put you on a little stage." I'm like, cool. And then from a little stage the following year, I'm like, listen, I just want to go, and I'm not expecting too much. Oh, we want you to be a part of it, so we want you to keynote speak and tell your story. Dope. I'm like, what? And that's where I was on the whole platform, pamphlets and everything. Great feeling. So I utilized my resources and got some friends that are great with cameras and built my small team for that weekend. And I got some great footage, did a couple of recaps, and then put it on the repertoire, on the resume.
Nice.
And just kept it pushing, man, and just kind of keep growing. There's so many different ways to have a successful career.
Yeah.
And really branch and utilize all the resources from your local Las Vegas or wherever someone's from, and utilize those resources from the community and make a huge impact.
Yeah, big time. And you brought out, everyone knows, 3 names, 4 names in beatboxing other than you, because you know what I mean, the type of thing. But you kind of flipped over the rock and pulled out all the beatboxers out of the woodwork with this Las Vegas beatbox battle. Or man, I've been watching these videos. I'm like, where are these kids coming from, man? So what's is this a competition? Is what's going on with this? I mean, I've just been seeing the video like submissions, and
it's a worldwide community of beatboxers out there.
I never even realized it was. I mean, I know there's a lot out there, but man,
no, dude, I'm telling you, there's a community out there of beatboxers that people need to just YouTube beatbox battles, and you see all kinds of stuff. There's international ones, there's regional ones, just like how they have rap battles. Same thing for beatbox battles.
That's
so what
huge.
Vegas has never had was a beatbox battle. So I'm proud to say I'm the very first one to create a beatbox battle in Las Vegas, and I accomplished it with a small team of 3 people, myself and 2 other people in the back end helping me with some like legal stuff.
Wow.
But I did everything, all the graphics I did, the promo I did, all the way from the vision boards to how I want to promo it and illustrate the beatbox battle to the people, because they're not going to understand what it is until you break it down to them, but they love viral stuff. So yeah, I had over 30 to 40 beatboxers fly out from around the country to win $1,000 grand prize. The event was sponsored by Zappos and a couple of local business owners, and from then on, it was just all about promo and analytical research and online promotion, man. I had a vision and I made it happen with that. It was a very successful event. Had like a 10 by 20 LED screen on Container Park stage,
That's
on a 30-foot
huge
stage. All the graphics did everything behind them. So I wanted people to visually see a great show and a great battle, because introducing something new to Las Vegas is a very difficult thing. So I wanted to make sure I nipped it in the bud and like knocked it out of the park. And now I just got an email yesterday too. It's crazy. Zappos wants me to send them the next year's event so they can give me more of a budget. So this is great because I did everything. All I had was.
So we can expect another one.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I'm doing 2019 Las Vegas Beatbox Battles. It's going to be a lot of great features. Last year I had my protege, Little J Hype. Actually, not Little no more. He just goes by J Hype.
They all start to not be little no more.
Man, crazy. Dude just turned kid just turned 16, man. Crazy. I taught him how to beatbox when he was 10. You know, and now he's doing his thing. We had Verbal Ace from Outer Space, cartoon beatbox. You just Google it, and he's famous. He just hit 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's living it up in New York right now. He was a Las Vegas beatboxer. We met on the scene. We became brothers, like soul brothers. Like he's all about chakras and spirituality.
Yeah.
So him and I, we chant. He taught me a lot of stuff being spiritual, and we just became spirit brothers, man.
Super dope.
Like there's so many stages in our life, man. We meet all kinds of people, man. It's crazy.
So how, like, if someone's watching right now, inspiring beatboxers from somewhere and stuff, how do they inquire, like, and trying to compete with the Las Vegas? They got to qualify somewhere else, or
no, man. Just my website was. I set up my personal website and I made a 360 on that bit. I just turned it into like a hub.
Okay.
And I just changed everything. I said Las Vegas Beatbox Battles, countdown, register.
Okay.
To get in, it's $25 to register. All you gotta do is show up and win for $1,000 grand prize. And from that, you get $1,000 grand prize plus whatever packages and whatever cool stuff sponsors gave away. It was a great
dope
thing. But the most important, I got all these beatboxers on the West Coast, and I flew out some on the East Coast that are well known in the industry. So I have support from the beatbox community of all the top tier beatboxers, and these are people that want to be like them too.
It's a good thing to have on behind your back.
Yo, it's like bomb. It's like having like Wu-Tang or Bone Thugs and Harmony behind our back.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we want to throw an event and we want to do a hip hop event. Yo, would you guys come out and rock something and we'll get everybody to come through? I did the same exact thing but with beatboxing. I got New York behind my back, and it's crazy how that went out because I flew out to New York. I did a showcase out there, and then I did ABC's. I did Good Morning America. So I was on Good Morning America that weekend, and during that weekend, I went to go pop up at the Beatbox House. Now the Beatbox House is universally known. Like everybody wants to be them. And I linked up with them in Manhattan, and they live in some suite. And so I go up there in the suite 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're all hanging out. And I was like, yo, I want to throw the very first beatbox battle. If I got you guys support, would you guys be down? They're like, JR, whatever you need, man, just let us know. And 6 months later, I was like, hey, man, I need you guys. Like, this is what I got. Whatever. All right, cool. So we start tag teaming on both battles, and all of a sudden, we made it happen, man. I had them fly out. They were the judges, Verbal Ace, the Beatbox House, couple of I had each and every judge had their own headlining act, like time, and they showcased, and it was great, man.
Super dope.
Very successful.
Well, shit, we're going to pop into the segue real quick and say this week, every month, we're going to do the Raw MC of the month. This month, we got our boy Snap Murphy. Check it out.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the Hip Hop Roots Podcast. My name is Snap Murphy here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Gonna spit something for you guys. You can check my music out at www.snapmurphy.com. Follow me across all social media platforms at Snap Murphy. Check it. I'm bringing it back. To the days where MCs weren't so wiggity whack. Nowadays everybody picks a mic up and thinks they can rap, and fuck producers that won't give me a track. I don't sleep, cause sleep's the cousin of death. Real rappers, 1 of every 100 is left. Hip hop, it isn't about money or sex. I'm just a nobody, making everybody impressed. Nowadays styles are faker than Pamela Anderson's breast. Don't ask me why, there's no such thing as the letter after X. I murder alphabets with my intelligence. My mind is like an elephant's. I got my name from the 84th elements. Polo polonium, style is plutonium. Your style salty like a sodium. You don't get pussy, you only get petroleum. I'm dynamite like Napoleon. On the street sling more nicks than a Lodian. Got more keys than a custodian. Open up your eyes, cause I'm the only one. I'm bringing it, I'm bringing it, I'm bringing it back. I said I'm bringing it, I'm bringing it, I'm bringing it back. To the days where MCs went so wiggity whack.
That was dope. That's our boy Snap Murphy. Make sure you check him out on all the social media platforms. He ain't hard to find. That's our guy right there. He'll always be Polo to me.
You're right. Yo, my guy Polo,
Yes,
AKA.
Hey, so I got to bring this up because I just thought about it right now because I ain't seen you rocking in a minute. You still rocking the mask?
Man, funny story about that mask. Wow.
That thing was
You caught me
dope.
at a very good time.
Running around looking like Bane.
No, man, you caught me at a very good time right now. It's so funny. I just took it out of its suitcase, of its case 3 days ago.
Oh, so it's
I haven't
getting ready to
opened
knock
it.
some dust on it?
I haven't opened it in like 3-4 years.
Oh, no shit.
That's how long I've not used that concept.
Trip out.
Yeah, man. And the only reason why is because I was manifesting in other things. I created something, I got a patent, and I kind of put it away. But since 4 years, you saw Daft Punk come out with stuff. You saw all these other elements with Mask and all these cool DJs and stuff like that. Between that time frame, I learned a concept of looping and using a looping station.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I crafted looping to basically rock sets all by myself. I mean, we've all heard, I'm sure people have ever heard, instrumentals and artists using loop stations all the time. So I've always been the type of artist that I wanted to go outside the box all the time. So I learned how to loop. And then from then I was like, you know what? DJs could always drop acapellas over instrumentals, correct?
Yeah.
So what I did was I was like, how come beatboxers can't lay down the beatbox and then I'll drop something different over it?
Yeah.
So I took this DJ beatbox concept to a whole different level, and it's been really great. I can't believe I'm saying it because usually I'm always secretive about stuff that I'm doing, but it's just for you and the whole hip hop roots movement podcast. But guys, man, I came on a great idea. I created a concept of looping and beatboxing and dropping hot acapellas to your hottest songs over it, just like a DJ would. So I match up the BPMs to everything,
Man.
and now I'm a beatboxing DJ.
Dude, that's super
Right.
dope.
So now what I did
I ain't
was-
even, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
like, to even before, like, hip hop roots, you were barely even kind of starting to really mess with the little looping thing and getting you,
yeah, man. I learned from that time, from hip hop roots to now, man. I've learned how to produce. I've learned how to layer music and record myself and play it back, understand what I'm doing, and kind of teaching myself new traits. And I was like, man, you know what? I want to create something really dope with this, but I don't want to be the face of it. I don't want to be Jay R Beatbox, the one that loops. I want to become a different persona. So I'm like, man, Dead Mouse can do it, Marshmello can do it, Daft Punk can do it, I can do it. So I retook my mask out, and I'm getting it right now as we speak. Like, I'm getting new designs and new concepts for it because I'm getting it remade. So you heard of Jason, right?
Yeah.
You know when Jason X came out, that little chrome mask?
Yeah.
I'm doing something like that. I'm upgrading the hell out this mask. It's not going to be a Benny looking mask.
You're going full face,
I'm
huh?
going full headgear, full LEDs with graphics. And
Damn.
imagine like a LED wall and you see all the cool graphics and stuff, but it's going to be wrapped over and become a helmet.
Man.
So that right there, plus it's synced. So the wireless input microphone is synced into the loop station, and the loop stations connect to the MPC, and the MPC goes right back to the looping station, and then the output goes into your sound system. So now I'm this interactive DJ beatboxer slash, so there's a lot of elements to it, and I just got the kinks of the sound out, and now it's time to test it out. I've tested the DJ concept a beatboxing and DJing at corporate events, and it hit. So I could do up to a 40 minute to an hour set.
Man, you just dropped a fucking bombshell on us.
Yo,
That's
it's crazy,
insane,
man.
yo.
Yeah, so and it's all the stuff that you manifest with it, man. You think of all these, you do research, you think of what people are not doing, and you build something dope. You create some shit live.
It's all about being original. You know, it's everything. In my opinion, it's just like writing lyrics. I always told like people that I'm pretty sure everything's pretty much been said. Just a matter of how you say it or doing it different. You know what I mean? So it's like you can beatbox, you know, or do whatever, but you know, when like you said, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you were just kind of starting to mess with the loop thing and that little machine. And when we had Roots, I mean, to know that you're about to be up there in a full headgear, I mean, basically remaking beats over acapellas and stuff. I mean, and that's probably just the tip of the iceberg of what's even going to start coming from all of that.
Yeah, man, because you got to think of the variables too. There's a lot of questions, and I have a group of friends that I can support and lean on for the greatest criticism and the honest criticism, and they're not yes guys. Yeah, they'll let me know like, so JR, so why? So why this? So what happens if this happens?
Well, it's kind of people you need on your back. For
what
sure,
you do. So
I
invite some friends over, and I'm like, yo, this is what I'm working on. This is what I got. I literally have the prototype of my mask sitting on this dinner table, and then everything else on this big old giant table is all my equipment. You see pads and all the kind of wires and everything, and you see my laptop open with the LED wall, and I'm like, all right, this is what I want. What do you guys think? Like, well, how? And then of course there's a couple of variables. You know, like how do they know that you're doing the beatboxing? So I'm like, all right, cool. So maybe if we cut out the face of the mask and we come like different designs, or some people can see partial of the mouth moving, so now it's sync. Or maybe there's going to be a camera inside the mask that could to show the illustration, so while you're projecting, now the LED mask shows your face. It was crazy. So there's a lot of things to it, and there's a large budget, there's a lot of technicality.
Man,
like
I'm looking forward to that.
Yo, man, it's dope, man. I'm
sure you caught some attention right now. You got some eyes on you.
Yo,
so.
and it's good, man. Don't let the social media numbers fool you either. You know, I maybe have like 5,000 followers on my Instagram, but they're lower followers, and some of them are the ones that's making the dream work.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, teamwork makes the dream work,
well,
man.
Numbers don't mean I can buy followers.
Yeah. I love to do it, and that's why I love it. You know, I battled with social media and all that stuff. was always subconscious about all that in the beginning.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But now I've learned my value as an artist and an independent artist and a business owner. You know, owning my own name and owning my own brand, and me becoming my own LLC and everything. You know, I'm able to say like I live comfortably and like take care of my family and stuff, and still be an artist at the same time.
That's good.
So with all that being said, like those out there that really want something, just follow me, man. Like watch the movement. You know, I'll put some teasers out, a couple smiles, and get a couple hundred likes. But at the end of the day, it's a long-term goals.
Yeah,
man.
I wasn't saying, it looks like you're eye on the prize, man. You focused.
Oh, yeah, man. You got to think about it, man. Time, you know, of course, fashion and all that, just like fashion, it's all a time
full
loop.
Circle, yeah.
It's a full circle. You know, you see people right here rocking Fila now, and, you know.
Yeah, I was like, didn't they stop making those?
Yeah, you know, and they recreate them now because it's the hottest thing people want to wear.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I'm up to all those little fun stuff, man, and still battling, you know, everyday life situations and raising a beautiful little girl.
Oh, man.
And, you know, and
I can't. You came in talking about she's up to here.
Yeah, I mean, she's up to my chest.
That is insane. Last time I saw her she was still running around with toys and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she's different toys now.
More like a tablet.
Yeah, more expensive toys for sure.
Yeah, she's cool, man. Her innocence is still there, so that's what's.
She doing anything like with music at all yet, or not? Really?
No, her innocence is there. She's a little girl. She's a little
good.
princess.
Enjoying being a kid.
That's all I want from her, man. Just enjoy being a kid. Go to school.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's next for you, brother? We got. You don't have any albums or nothing, like any solo albums.
No,
so
not yet, man.
You working on anything like that? Or?
That's in the woodworks, man. I have. So what I've done is I've learned how to do a great personal algorithm that fits my life cycle for the next 5 years. So since I'm 30 years old, 31, by the time I'm 35, I should be where I want to be at with performing live. And the fact that I have so much repertoire in the neighborhood of Las Vegas, I'm going to be having a concept created around an album.
Okay.
And it's basically It's gonna be inspired of all the hottest rappers, all the hottest.
And that was going to be my next question because you're a
Yeah.
beatboxer, and I think I know you can rap because I know I've seen you just kind of fool around a little bit. I mean, yeah, but
I got boys. From
but that's
time
what
to
I was
time.
wondering. I was
got
like,
bars from time to time.
was it going to be all beatbox? Were you going to kind of get the mix in with collabing with some of these artists and just making just so it's not even like it wouldn't even necessarily be like a hip hop album.
Nah, it's gonna
It's gonna be a versatile,
very, very versatile.
Okay.
So the concept I'm going for an album that I want to recreate, I will have every well-known artist, personal friend, and upcoming artist on one album.
Wow.
Like we're talking about.
Compilation-ish.
It's going to
kinda
be
like,
very compilation-ish. It's going to be very interlude-ish, and it's going to feel like it's an ongoing, dope-ass experience.
Well, I was going to say, that sounds like a project you can listen to front to back, one of them
yeah,
albums.
or just like there's going to,
which is a rarity now. You can't. I mean, there's not
Yeah,
many
man.
albums you can play and not hit that skip button.
yeah,
for
and
sure.
the thing is, even if you hit the skip button, it's still great. Like
Yeah.
I just my favorite parts with Interstate Fats. My favorite parts with Bomb Green. Oh man, you got Dro on the thing. Oh my God, you have you have Bonafide. The reggae on there. You
Yeah.
have poetry that you love, and it'll be like this theatrical type deal, and then you have classical like music to go with beatbox, and it blends into somebody doing something else. So everything you see in a produced show, I'm transcripting that over to an album for your ears. So it's gonna be great, man. I made a lot of friends over the course of my career.
Yeah.
So and I just kind of want to bring out my friends and put them on the track.
That's
And I'll be
cool.
creating all the live beatboxing, and they just do what they do.
So now all the opening up for all the groups. Life is Beautiful. Rain. I mean, everything you've done, even stuff that we haven't mentioned and stuff. I mean,
I'm
was
gonna
there
tell you
one
right now.
particular thing that was just
I'm gonna tell you right now, it was me doing a promotional campaign for Bud Light. So I recorded and did this dope video for Bud Light, and they paid me at like 14 grand. And that right there was a turning point, man. I was like, I bought myself a lot of great equipment, a lot of great things, and I just used that to grow my business, man. I found a niche. I got into a position where I could benefit from it, get paid from it, utilize the money, and then start thinking business.
dope.
That was the turning point of my career because I was able to work with a budget. And when you have money, you have a dream, you have stuff to support that. And then you just kind of start utilizing it, And that's what I did.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Super dope. All right, well, we're gonna play some school type shit real quick. We're gonna hop into this segment. Usually it would be break down the bars since I got MC when I got MCs in here, but we got a whole different kind of MC in here. So we're gonna do a segment called Breaking Down the Sounds.
Hey.
So, all right, breaking down the sounds. So Jay, I'm gonna have you, I don't know, take about 20, 30 seconds, whatever you feel. Kind of do what you do, and then I'm gonna have you see if we can get some of these cats to learn how to do this, and then maybe come into your beatbox battle and show you how to. No.
You got it, man. Come for that grand prize.
Yeah. Show us what you got, brother.
It's gonna go.
All right, now there's people I know that are looking right now going, how the fuck did that sound come out of your mouth? So is there a way you can explain
Yeah.
some of these sounds and
course.
how you put them together like that so that maybe they can start kind of, when they're bored,
Yeah.
instead of looking at their damn phone, they can learn how to beatbox?
Honestly, all right. So let's start with the basic beatboxing. It's boots. Is what you're gonna say is the first one is the downbeat, and the corner is the kick, and you're gonna think of BT. Just saying B. Tighten your lips a little bit, and there's gonna be a burst of air, and then letter T is gonna be your hi hats, and then your inward snare is gonna be. So think of like Bugs Bunny, like, yeah, what's up, Doc? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then you go.
All right, here we go. Ready? Oh
Right?
shit.
And then what you do is, now that you have the basic, all you can do is change up with genres of music. So if you want to do reggae tone, you go.
Ah.
If you want to go more of a hip hop style. If you want to go more of a EDM. You know, kind of. But now, if to do that right there is a really tricky one, because
Man,
you're
that
breathing
one's-
in. You're gonna be breathing in, and it's gonna be saying. So you're gonna go and then go and breathe in. If you put it together, tighten it up, you go. There we go.
Almost.
See, yo, you got it, mom.
Damn.
And then from that you go. Double time. You know, or you could do the whole EDM thing, like. You know, and other thing, everything else is all cool little sounds that you
Now
can
the
make.
one that trips me out the most is the scratching, because
Dude.
like that's kind of almost like I kind of get it some, but man, sometimes you get in these like pitches and these weird. I mean,
So, and all it is the tone of your voice too, man. Honestly, it's saying the name Eric and then taking the C off the end of the name Eric and getting Eric.
Eric.
And all it is the tone of your voice. So if you get super low like this, you and as you're getting higher and higher, you go and you're just tightening up. You're getting up there, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna go, and that's how you get the
Man.
high. And if you put it, if you add on words, you
Gotta
get
toss them
you
around.
get
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 3, you know, you just kind of get creative with it, man. And then all of a sudden you start adding like elements of beatboxing to it. You go. You know, you just gotta be creative and you have fun with it, man. Honestly, you're having fun with it. You're having things, music that you listen to growing up, and you're like, oh man, I remember listening to that. You know, and then you can't get it back. You're like, oh. You know, and then you kind of just mix it up. And
Oh, man.
that's honestly, at the end of the day, Green, like, it's your personality, it's who you are, and if you're very great with sound and timing, and then you're really made for you're an actual beatboxer.
Super dope, man.
Yeah,
Well, shit, man. Thanks for breaking down the fucking sounds.
bringing down the beat.
Man, I'd ask you what. I really wanted to ask you what's next, but man, I can't get that whole. You talking about you just busted the mask out and you about to.
Yeah, man, working on these prototypes. Like, it's countless hours. I don't sleep, man. I'm probably gonna, after this session, man, I'm gonna definitely go back home and work on it some more and do a lot of research and.
So how do you? What's like time frame wise? When do you think you'll be, kind of in here or not in here, but out there really starting to get that going?
2019.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. 2019 for sure. These 2
That's
months.
2 months away.
So these 2 months, these 2 months is all about trial and error. You know, the mock up and the prototypes I have work just fine. Like, I could take it out and do it and try it, but it's gonna be super bougie. Like,
Yeah,
visually, it's gonna be like, okay, he just took a whole bunch of stuff together. No, like, we're talking about, if I'm gonna come out full force, there's a marketing that goes behind it. There's creating the content for the concept. There's a description for the content. There's sometimes you just can't release something just because it's that dope. You're gonna have to prove. You gotta have to show people what it is, why it's dope, and why it's unique. You know, and I could just start doing it. They're gonna think that I'm a DJ. but I'm not.
Yeah.
Until you start breaking. So there's a whole bunch of like trial and error. Like I still have to rehearse what I'm going to say.
Man.
Like, hey, ladies, like, ladies and gentlemen, what you're hearing now is all from the mouth. The LED mask you're watching is all. And it's just like, you know. And but thing about me doing the set skit with all that, and then the graphics going, and there's like in front of me is a loop station. And then you find the BPM for that, and you be like, "Oh, cool! I'm at about 130 right now. I'm at 130. I'm like, oh, I got this new Pharrell. It hits at 130. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. You drop Pharrell over the vocals, and now you're like this DJ, and people are like going crazy over it. Like, yo, he just did all that from his mouth.
I mean, you can do you could be booked on a show like headlining show, Jay R Beatbox.
And that's the goal,
but there'd
man.
be 10, 12 other MCs or musicians on it because they're part of your, you know what I mean? Like you're mixing, instead of having the acapella playing, you'd be having them out there. I mean, it's just so, it's insane. It's like a one-man show kind of ish, but it's not just beatbox. You know what I mean? That's what's so dope about it.
Yeah, long-term goal is to create a concept that fits all genres, no matter what, whether it's corporate industry, the corporate event industry, whether, you know, somebody wants to pay for the concept and be like, oh,
well, we want to book Jay R Beatbox for the LED mask thing, and he does the thing with the DJ thing, and we want to book him for that. We want to have about 300,000 people to come from a company, and
you know, like, hey, okay, cool, hey, all right, let me know when I go on and drop a track. Or it could be for Life is Beautiful and make stages on my own personal time, or I could pitch it to another concept like Cirque du Soleil. Now I'm like this interactive thing within a big variety show. The possibilities are endless, man. But the best part about it is, man, your business had to be right, and thank God I protect myself. That's why I'm open about this right now, is because I was going through the process of protecting my assets.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And everything was like, oh man, I want to create a concept and put it out into the world, and it's easy for people to steal concepts. So the thing is, I created a concept that is patented and that has a timestamp on it, and people know about it. I rocked the mask. Remember, I rocked the mask, the LED lights 5-6 years ago.
Big time.
So
I remember when you launched it.
So I have video content of that. I have a foot stamp with that. I have a timestamp with that time frame. So it's all kinds of cool, man. I learned a lot behind having mentorship. Mentorships in the backhand is a beautiful thing. There's people in the industry, businessmen that I look up to, that teach me all that in stuff, and
that's awesome.
I just learn how to protect.
It goes way beyond just the beatbox,
Yeah, man. That's why I say, you hop on this podcast, get ready to sign some agreements, man, because that's how legit it is, man. It's be like that.
Yeah,
but that's business,
So, where do we find you? JRBeatbox.com?
Everything, man. Everything's JAYR Beatbox. Everything's I'm Googleable.
I was gonna say I've Googled you. There's never been no mistake of anybody else that pops up.
Right. So that's pretty cool. I'm Googleable. And everything, I love Instagram, so that's the only platform I kind of just rock on. I have Facebook and all that stuff, but I don't really mess with it.
Yeah.
Catch me on Instagram, honestly, and all the updates and everything will go through my Instagram to my website. Is a little hub, and I got different platforms that I want to create some cool stuff on, but so far, Instagram.
Dope. Well, shit, man, I ain't going to keep you too long and shit.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure,
so
man.
Glad you came through, man.
Well, we haven't rocked the good little talk session or catch up in a very long time,
for
man.
sure. Well, we'll have to do it more often and get you back on the show. I know Jody was talking about possibly getting you on here with him, down the line, getting you both in here. So
that'd be cool, man. Just shoot some dates, man. I'll make the time.
Yeah, for sure. Hip Hop Roots Podcast. Make sure you do subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit up the voicemail line. Like I said, any ideas? You got segment ideas? You want to shoot some videos over? You want to be a part of the Raw MC of the month? Shoot them all over. 775-538-6350. Email hiphoprootspodcast@gmail.com. Next week, we got our boy Trey Charles, by the way. You heard that guy's new single?
Wow, yeah,
man. That guy's been doing it with his talk box.
I love it, man. Yo, manifesting it. That is one of my brothers right there.
Yeah, you guys did Radio Silence together, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. He was one of the MCs on my downtown cipher.
Yeah, I remember that in the bus and all that.
It was SAR, it was him, it was Mike Xavier, Interstate Fats, and it was a dope concept. But Trey has always been a huge supporter. We rock concepts together like Maxwell Fresh.
Yeah.
The whole DJ beatbox / guitar thing. And
yeah, Trey's another original, man. That guy is one of a kind for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, much love to you, brother, man.
So shit, like I said, next week, Trey Charles, by the way, tune in. Other than that, you know how it goes. Go Knights, go. We out.
Hip-Hop Roots Podcast.
This world got me fed up. Pierce say I gotta keep my head up. Hard when you barely make a cheddar. Praying for the better. We all know life's a bitch and that she'll fuck you over if you let her. Though I try to stay sane, you can't fathom my pain. Dang, contemplating whether to take the last off of Kurt Cobain. Bang. No, I'm not suicidal. Just when I'm gone, I want you to miss me like Michael Tyson with the title. Jackson the idol. Jordan the rival. Swim good like Thoughts Perfect Green. That's the reason why my eyes is low. But never mind that. Get your mind back to the fact when I step off a beach, I flatline that. We live in a world where people are cold. That's where you think their hearts are froze. We constantly nagging about cons. You often forget we got pros, no superheroes, superegos, and everyone swear that they're fucking Negroes. Please, you can't walk a mile in my shoes. I do half the things that I do. Born and raised in the LV, so you can't tell me the city ain't compare but to hell be. The West with it in the North Netty. See the South got goons in my B-side niggas gully. Know some youngers that'll tell you in the silly putty. You false stat, homie, you ain't really getting money. Want you to share when them days ain't looking sunny. Style trash, but no wonder why they call you Bumby. We live in a world where people are cold. That's when you think their hearts are froze. We constantly nagging about cons. You often forget we got pros, no superheroes, just super egos. Everyone swear that they're fucking Negroes. Wanna educate all of my people. Y'all too busy being fucking zeros. I'm tired of the coke flow. Swag, that's a no-no. Here when you stepping in my dojo. Give me your ears, this one peers. Listen up clear when I break it down slow-mo. Keep your head in them books. Education is key. Middle finger to the government and everyone who loving it, 'cause freedom ain't free.